Hey, how's it going? Hope you guys doing well. Happy Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. I had to check. Hope you guys doing well. It's gonna be a good day, I hope. Welcome to Marcus, Jacko. Hope you guys doing well. What are we doing today? Title? Who needs it? No, title, read it. Don't be lazy. Read the title. Think it'd be Tuesday. I had to check. Sometimes, you just forget. I'm old. My memory's not what it used to be. I can't ever say that my memory was ever good to begin with, to be honest, so maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. That's most likely the case. Anyway, like for example, like I was asking, I made a post about asking if we want a updated data asset video. But then just yesterday we were talking about, maybe doing something with the rocks, and I already forgot about it. My memory is shit, and I only remembered like the past half an hour or so. Like, oh yeah, that was the thing. That was a conversation I had. Anyway, the plans for today are to make the random electric attack power up thing. Data asset one sounds awesome. I mean, we already have a data asset video, so that's why I'm wondering if an updated one would help anybody. Because it's going to use the new, right? The stuff has moved. The UI has changed. There's a good amount of stuff that's just different in Unreal. The actual workflow with the data asset is exactly the same. Nothing has changed there. So that's why I was curious if it would help anyway. So leave your feedback in the on the post if you're interested or not. Other than that, I bought a very expensive pack today that was 50% off because there's a flash sale on Fab, but it's really cool, and I think it does it's better for the style of the gamer I'm going for, it seems. I say it seems because we just recently figured it out. I'll show that in a second. So, yeah, it's $100 now. It's $200 usually. It's not the biggest pack the person has, but it was the biggest one that was on sale. The biggest pack was $250, not on sale. So I was like, yeah. Let's go with this one. And then I can just buy singles of if I want more or something. It's fine. It's going to have a bunch of stuff. Here, let me show you guys. It's this one. Niagara Ultra Mega Pack by Gabriel. So it has cool slashing stuff, little fan stuff, horizontal ones that go in all directions, and it has freaking animals. And those aren't all the animals either. It has like a snake. It has an elephant. It has some cool shit. Just in this section. It has a bunch of lightning strikes that I'm probably gonna be making use of today. Some cool orbs, some lasers, gun stuff, don't care. Some hit effects that are pretty cool. We're gonna have everyone get hit with and have hearts. More lasers. Again, attack slashes. Some of them are vertical. So this one was really cool. This is just like a bunch of like earth ones that just come out of the ground. This is like a rain of arrows type thing. Lots of cool ice ones. These look great, I think. For like a stylized like thing that would fit the game, I think this looks great. Some tornadoes, I think it was like pickups is what it was called for this one. Again, more orbs of different kinds. This is smoke, fire, portals, more gun stuff, which no one cares about, and more, I think, hit effects. So, but it's some pretty cool stuff. Hey, Leo, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So, yeah, we'll probably be making use of like the lightning strike ones today. Why is it when you finally get a job, you get money? I know, it's great. Company A calls out of the blue. I mean, are they offering you a lot of more money? Nothing's stopping you from quitting. If you want to leave a bad impression on company, you know, B, nothing's stopping you from quitting as long as you never plan to work there again. Technically speaking. I know what I said. That's why I said it's nothing's stopping you from quitting if you're okay with leaving a bad taste in the mouth. Because if you quit, you probably will never work for them again, right? They'll probably will never hire you again. It's just a matter of, you know, how much more money is it? Is it worth that? But no one's technically, there's nothing. If you're gonna quit, you can quit, right? And there's something that could stop you. So. Is it remote? Maybe you can do both at the same time. Even if a job was remote, it doesn't mean you can do two jobs at the same time. It's not like you can control two computers at the same time to do the same work. Being remote doesn't change anything there. I know why you would think it does. It's not like the amount of time you have in the day changes. Anyway, I already brought it in the pack, so I guess let's get started with that. I can kill you. And I can show that I have finished swapping all the power-up icons. Ta-da! I don't know why they call them icons, but like, you know what I mean. Ta-da! And there's the ones we've been adding. So now they're all swapped out. She looks like such a seductress there. By the way, random fun fact. If you, because a lot of them have to do with like running. If you tell at least the Grok image generator to have the character look like they're like running out of breath or exhausted, like my imagination was like running and then, you know, like you're hunched over, like tired, you know, like that kind of thing is what was going through my head when I was saying that, right? And when like running out of breath, things of that nature while running. Instead, what it's gonna do is basically make it look like she's coming. I mean, that is literally what it's gonna look like. Just give her that face. I don't have any of those here, but I'm saying, like, right, and like this, there's a few of them that have like stamina down. I was like, I want to get like a tired face or like a running, like she's running but she looks visibly tired type look for some of these. No, that's not really possible. It's just like yeah. There's like completely different. Some of these I would like to redo, but I guess it doesn't really matter again. Completely different, right next to each other. Anyway, could add a secret one. No. But sexy though, right? The Gooner card. I can make. Look, I'm okay with like sexy images, but I'm not gonna put like a Gooner power up. That one would be taking it too far. You know, I might, like provide the material for it, but I'm not gonna provide also like the images in a sense where it's like it's all sexy, but I'm not gonna be like, here you go. Let's say 2K more, not USD, but your local currency. Well, the 2K more in your local currency doesn't tell me anything. 2K more in a currency I do not know could be $5 more. I hate to tell you, Leo, I have no idea what your local currency is or what the worth is compared to USD. And you didn't specify 2K more per what? Hour, month, day, year. So spreading cursive to spreading question marks. Total per month? I mean, I don't know what is your current one, right? Again, like because I don't know the your current rate, I don't know what is 2,000 more a lot. Do you have 100,000? You're getting only 2,000 more. Do you have only 2,000? That's literally gonna be doubling your money. I got no information here, Leo. I can tell you that your options are to stay or make a bad impression with that company and go. Simple as that. Yeah, J Echo, it is the same person. Hey, Rhino, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at. I'm curious if these ice attacks is actually real quick. Yeah, I'm doing right. Ooh. Yeah, see, these are pretty cool. It's a little bit too. All of them go forward is the only thing. Right, they're all roughly the same, just a slightly different shape. So, which is the only unfortunate thing here. But I wonder if I could just swap out the effects that I have with these materials in Geo and just kind of get what I want in a sense. I don't know. Anyway, your rain, no. Muzzle flashes, no. Portal slashes, fire, laser, lightning. That's the one I was looking for. You would have believed both Leos. It was insane. You went over to Twitch because you don't know why YouTube bugging on your end? Might be a bit of personal question. Oh no. Do you work as an Unreal/tech artist for a living, or you have kind of another day job? Oh no, this is such a personal question that I've definitely never answered on this channel before. We'll get a first time answer for this. Really never been answered. I work in virtual production with Unreal. Yeah. So I'm a tech artist in virtual production. Basically, sometimes doing full environments. I tend to not do a lot of asset making. I tend to use assets, I'll do materials, I'll do like lighting. I tend to assemble things basically more so than anything, and do a lot of performance optimization stuff. So it's a lot of environment assembly and a lot of environment optimizations. It's basically what you can put it down to. You haven't dev'd in 2 weeks? Come on, you got to get the fix. Come on, get the fix in. 2 weeks? Having a dry spell for 2 weeks, man? Gotta get the dev in. You have any advice of people who want to get into it and get hired? Yeah, don't. Unless you're really passionate about it. Well, the question is really, are you trying to get into virtual production specifically? Is that what you mean? Or what are you trying to get into? Just get into 3D in general? You had an idea for a space horror game on a mining colony, but that wasn't an invitation to make a modular space pack free and fab. Oh, is there a new fab thing? Or is that the old one? Oh, no. I guess it's it just came out, huh? I haven't seen this yet. September despair. That's what everyone says about all jobs. Unreal job, any? Well, here's the thing. Working in games and working in film is very different. That's the thing. So, okay. Working games and working film, while you could do the same thing more or less, let's say you're a modeler, let's say you're even an environment artist, you could be doing the same thing, but there's a few different things. One is the pay. Film typically has higher pay. But, at least in the past, I think still probably these days, still to a degree, film is typically shorter contracts than games. So, to get into games, you typically will be hired by the studio, and it's typically either a longer contract or you're being hired for said studio. When it comes to like full major AAA size studios, that might not be the case. I'm talking about like smaller indie ones, right? If you find like a good group of people, they tend to want to stick together for a long time. Versus, just constantly, letting go and coming in. So in that sense, games is lower pay, but better security. The workflow is more or less the same these days. Let's be honest. Well, okay, I say workflow, I mean like if it's virtual production. When I say film, I'm talking about virtual production. I should clarify. So you're both using Unreal in both. So the workflow is more or less the same in both, right? So at that point, you kind of have to figure out which one do you want to do, which one are you passionate about, or really be like me. I don't give a shit about film. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. And here I am in virtual production because I'm good at it. I started in film and I was lucky enough to at least do something in Unreal. That's how I got into virtual production. So you can be like me in that regard. You know, just do what you're good at and do your hobby, what you enjoy after work. And then it doesn't matter. I think this one's actually, yeah, it doesn't look bad. Modular sci-fi station. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. This person doesn't know what a reroute node is. Reroute nodes? Never heard of them. There's absolutely zero reason for this web here to exist. Like, I understand maybe you'd want to have this one, but there's definitely no reason for this one. Just have a few reroute nodes and just plug them in. Come on. Come on. But it seems decent. Ooh, this advanced grid inventory system. I'm sure this is going to be good for some people. Nice. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be very happy about this one. Assuming it's good. 4.5 stars, 21. Only has 3. And the last one is Mega Survival Tools. I assume it's just an asset pack. Yeah, it looks like just an asset pack. Yeah. Yeah. If it's your style, or I guess if you can use these and put normal, like, different materials on it, I guess, and use it just for the modeling part, they can work. The question is, because this is not, this is basically a single color and things for the most part, you got to be careful about it having good UVs, because there's no guarantee this has good UVs for actual texturing, because for this style it might not need it. So you're interested in the fastest path to doing Unreal work for a living. No need for it to be glamorous, so no need for film. What do you mean the fastest way to doing Unreal work for a living? You can do that now. You just do freelance work. Done. You don't need to be hired by anybody. Start making it now. Done. Imagine not watching any shows or movies and doing virtual production. I mean, I got into film and then I was like, why am I here? Dude, I've been working on Star Trek for 2 years. I haven't watched the Star Trek thing since a few random episodes when I was a little kid. I don't give a shit at all about it, but I don't have to give a shit about it. It's, you know, I seem to be good at doing the stuff that I need to. That's all. I don't make the creative decisions in terms of like what goes in the show, so it doesn't really matter what I think of any of it. Has AI affected your job a lot? No, AI hasn't affected it. What has affected it is Star Trek has been canceled. So technically right now I have an end date. So we'll see where it goes from there. But we're researching AI at work. It has not affected us at all. Cough cough shows the Leviathan. But there's no good reroute nodes and functions. Well, actually, there's a plugin now that I still haven't installed. Might use the inventory system in your next game because making it manually hurts. I mean, yeah, if that's the kind of system that you want, then well, why not? You do product visualization, thinking about going that route to do 3D modeling. You're paid to not give a shit about it. I mean, it depends. I will say, I did architectural visualization for a little bit, and this one I think might be, or this one actually, one of these two, might be a little too boring for some. It was rough because basically you have zero creative things, and maybe just where I worked and the boss I had didn't care about doing things the proper Unreal way, didn't care about like proper naming or anything, so maybe that also why it left a bad taste in my mouth. But basically it's just like you have to make that exact couch, recreate it, go. You have to make that exact thing. A lot of times you just download the models too, so you don't even make those, and you don't clean. Like, it's, you look like a Star Trek. I have no idea what that even means. I don't watch it, so I don't know if they have a certain look or anything. You've been doing freelance work for 5 years now. It has been in editing, motion graphics, etc. You kind of talking about working in a company using Unreal full time. I mean, look, it's a matter of like, where's your skill level? You need to get your skill level basically to a medium person. If you can get your skill to a medium, actually these ones probably is better. Then you should be good. The problem is, okay, it's not even that. If I say medium, but that's not even that doesn't help. In my opinion, the biggest problem that people that want to get into industry have isn't that AI is taking the jobs. It's the fact that for whatever reason, people have decided that junior doesn't mean shit. The only difference between a junior and a senior to them is all of a sudden just work experience. But your skill level and how good you need to be is exactly the same. The age of training juniors and having people like build up and improve, I feel like it's gone. So now you have to be basically mid to senior level to even just apply for a junior position, which you would only qualify for because you have no experience. And it's shit. I think it's a bad system right now, but it's not like we can do anything about it. But that's unfortunately how it is, at least from my point of view. I realize the motion graphics stuff, but nowhere near. Yeah, it has some stuff, but it's still experimental, I believe. That's cool. Yeah, I think it's these two. I think these two. Do I want blue? Do I want yellow? I kind of like the blue. Kind of like this one. Oh, it has nothing in it. Okay, you. Why is it like this? Why is the pivot point not where the ground is? It's clearly hitting a ground. Wouldn't it be so much easier if the... You can do some really cool stuff though. I can change this. What is the scale? Oh, scale just changes kind of the width of it. So you can't change the length of this. Oh, here it is. Oh, here we go. Length is -1000. Okay. Okay, so if I can change this, then I guess I can specify that I want it to be like a certain distance above. Okay, okay, it's not that bad. Been tinkering with Unreal since like 21, 22. You haven't quite built any portfolio, but you've been checking job listings, and all tech artist roles are mid to senior. Well, the problem is you're checking tech artist roles. To be a tech artist, you have to be basically already advanced in one side of it, for sure. There's such thing as a junior tech artist because that means you don't know the tech, or you don't know the artist. Right? That's why there's no such thing as a junior tech artist. A tech artist is someone that can do both. Not as good necessarily as just someone who's pure like technical, and not as good as someone that is a pure artist, but he's can do both. He's basically a generalist in a sense. Very demoralizing for sure. Someone wants to get into the game industry, Well, that's why the first thing I said was you have to want to do this. Basically, right? Don't do it because they're like, oh, No, the reason I do is because I enjoy 3D. I enjoy all of this. I have fun. So it doesn't matter like what I work on. The work is interesting. In a sense. It would be more interesting if I was working on a game, for sure. But like at this point, like I've said, okay, I'm good at this. I'm okay with like not doing like whatever. I have hobby time after. Tech art is literally like inventing visuals for Unreal programmatically. Not necessarily. It could be just doing blueprints. It could also just be creating the assets. It could be a lot of stuff. The tech artist is the one that can talk between programmers and artists because they speak a different language. The way a programmer talks and the way he says things is very different than an artist. A lot of programmers cannot make things that are going to be artist friendly. And artists cannot communicate what they want to the programmers. Because the programmers don't understand the art words, and the artists don't understand the programmer words. And the tech artist is the one that understands both. Pretty much in everything in my life, I've always been in the middle of. There's like across everything. I've always been in the middle of stuff. I've never been all one or another, pretty much no matter what it is. So for me, tech artist was actually like a very organic fit. Let's go and set up this ability. Hey, FRI, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You posted a demo to the supporter chat? A demo of what?
Hi, my name is Eric, and I'm a senior environment.
Demo as in demo reel? Because without watching it, I can tell you it's too long. Hey, Code for Food, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. What am I building? I'm about to set up a random lightning strike power up. Oh, just a toolkit thing? Okay. Let's do random lightning. Oh, I'm gonna need a timer. So. Now we wait. Now we wait. Oh, let's talk about job market on Unreal, and there's a mad lag coding for food. I mean, isn't that what people are effectively... And that could be the same thing. Coding for food is effectively just having a job in coding. Right? You get paid, and you use the money to get food. You're coding for food. I think it's, well, you know, I think it's a good name. But only food, so rip electric bills or whatever? No. No, that doesn't say that's the only thing. It doesn't say I code for only food. That's not an exhaustive list. I can code for, you know, food as well as a bunch of other stuff. Just it's the main one. So when we start this, we need to do a timer by event. We can do a timer by function name, actually. You know what? Let's do a function name. Because realistically... Yeah, I don't think we need a delay. At worst case scenario, I'll convert to an event. Random lightning strike. This is a loop, wax once per frame. Okay, we're gonna need a few variables, so get our power values. Did I set up? I think I did set up. No. Did not set up the variable? I didn't. I did not. So this needs to be card ability ran lightning strike. I think I just put it there. I don't think there's... Yeah. You see it's going to be on verse? What do you think you're going to stick to blueprint and no code? I mean, if verse is a coding language, then I don't code. I don't know coding. It's like, does it matter if it's C++, verse, or Python, or I still don't code? I don't know why it would matter what it is. least to me, it doesn't matter. For every blink seconds. Okay, so this needs to variable 1 is the time. Variable 2 is the amount. For loop, this is going to be the amount. Starting at 1. There you go. Technically speaking, I only do the trace once. Actually. I know nothing of verse, by the way. Just to be clear here. I know absolutely nothing of verse. I just know it's a coding language, and then my interest in it ended there. Verse is going to be a lot simpler from what you understand. They're trying to fix the game thread, single thread problem with verse, making a language that can automatically scale across cores. Okay, so then why don't they just set up? Why do you need an extra coding language for that? Just adjust the engine to do that automatically, no? So the blueprints would do that. Why do you need another coding language entirely? I don't understand. Abilities is for random lightning strikes every X seconds to enemies around you. Hey, Kane, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. It's also transactional. I don't know if that's even a word. If it is, I've never heard of it. Oh, no, not for objects. Multi-sphere trace by channel. Let's see. Get owner. Radius, we'll start with like 1,000 radius probably for testing. Channel is character. Actors to ignore is the owner. Actor to ignore actually, well, yeah, ignore that, and then it still needs to. Then we'll need to see how many fit based off of whether or not they're of the same type. I guess I could just set it up right now, assuming just the player is going to do this. Because for an enemy to do this doesn't make sense that much. I could just tell it to just attack the player in a radius. Yeah, the enemies aren't really going to use this, so we can make this assuming that. So we're talking about why they're making a new language. Writing multi-threaded code with blueprints is going to be harder, or with C++, it's very complex. I mean, okay, well, that's fine, but like, why don't they just make the blueprints then use verse under the hood? Like, right, same thing. Give me transactional. You know, you corrected the word, but that still tells me nothing. I guess cool. Multi-threading requires a core to handle a particular task. Let's say task A. Let's say task B also is relying on task A. You can't place both of them in parallel. So you have to manually tell the computer to not do that. If it were to be automatically handled, then in theory, everything could go to one singular thread. Hey, whatever they want to do, if it improves the performance, I'm down for whatever. I don't care. If it improves the performance, assuming they're not like removing like functionality, they can do whatever they want. Multi-threading equals spreading tasks across. Oh, I know what multi-threading is. That part I know. But once you start talking about actually how it's operated and the logic and all that, that's above me. That's above me. So we can do this, then we can do a min of these two. Assuming we hit something. Trying to build a language where you can just write logic and it will scale to multiple cores automatically. I mean, look, again, if they could do it, cool. And I'm sure coders will be happy with it. I'm not a coder, so probably will have absolutely nothing to do with me. Best part would be, what if they can bring verse to blueprints? I mean, they need to start by first exposing everything they have currently to blueprints. Not everything is exposed to blueprints. I think at this day and time, I feel like there's no reason why anything is not exposed to blueprints. If it exists in C++ as a variable, expose it to blueprints. If it's a function exists in whatever, expose it to blueprints, right? I don't think there's any reason why something is not exposed at this point in time. Because from my understanding, doing the little bit of C++, learning that I did, you just, it's like a little bit, an extra little thing you just add, and it just gets exposed to the blueprints. So like, why not? Hey, Sarma, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Need to first to start so you could debug in both play modes. Then make so you can look at all your values and it's not randomly not working when debugging. So you can work in both play modes. Like simulate and play? What do you mean by both play modes? No, I need to do some weird stuff here. No, I do want hit actor. I want this still. I need to get character capsule half height. Then subtract this to put it onto the ground. And then need to add 1,000. So it's actually in the right spot for this one. Any async node in Blueprint is a multi-threaded node under the hood in theory, because it's doing something in the background while the main task is handled. I don't even know how to tell it's an async node. It's not like it would change anything I'm doing, though, to be fair, so. You got a USB hub to make your two cables become one, but the hub takes a power cable itself, so you're stuck with two cables again. You can open like a new window, then your breakpoints are working, but when you play and integrate it in the small window and press F11 to make it full screen, everything just freezes and you can't get out. But the new Windows Play mode thing is also way more laggy. I mean, I don't use breakpoints very often, so I guess I don't have this problem that you're describing. I guess there's no reason to have anything here. It'll automatically add itself. Let's test this. Breakpoints are kind of confusing, sometimes useful. The thing is, like, I just prefer print strings for most things. I don't like it pausing and then, like, there's very, 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 very few times where I need to read multiple variables at once. At a single point in time, isolated. Most times I want to see it over time because it's happening multiple times. And yeah, like in that one scenario, I could do that. Or I just do a print text with a format node. I can do one of these. And then just have it print multiple times. And I can just see it constantly, right? Again, for certain things, like let's say you had like a full struct or something, yeah, breakpoint's going to be great. And you want to see all the values of the entire struct, right? Breakpoint's great. But for most things that I do, I'm happy with my print strings. Turns out to make a plan grow, there's a lot of hidden steps you need. What do you mean? You're making the steps. You can change the steps. You don't have to make them complex. Surround covers for the synthesis, yeah. It's completely normal to use breakpoints Even simple things, like looking at an array. Yeah, it's normal. Can't print the whole array of stuff. Yeah, if you want to look like a giant array for whatever reason, yeah, use a breakpoint. I almost never need to do that, so. Like a lot of times, if I want to see an array of stuff, I'm doing a loop. In which case I can add a print string, and then I can see the entire array printed. Which is much faster to me. And just more intuitive. But, you know, in my opinion, it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you get to the same result. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. 7 minus 3 is 4, right? It doesn't matter. The result is still the same. You get to the answer. Do whatever works for you. And don't let anyone tell you that there's a wrong way of doing it. You're trying to make your plant remember where it came from in the garden. Like, it has to remember which plot it came from when you pick it. So whenever you pick it up, just set a variable that has that. So like if you're doing it in a struct, have one of the variables there, just be that.
Ads rolling. Pause so you skip watching me make something that should be a simple function.
You know what else doesn't work, Kane? I don't know if speaking of F11, if you're doing something and you had a position where grab something here. You know, you can press these arrows to like assign. If you went here, press Control B to select it in the content browser while full screen and try to use the arrow, it won't work. Even though you have selected it in the content browser, it won't work. But if you once you get out of full screen and you could see that selected, then it'll work. There's a lot of shit like this. I've had this this happens to me quite often. I do a lot of stuff where I just go full screen and then I have like blueprints open. And then I want to just select something, like navigate to it and assign it. But I don't need to open the content browser, but I have to. You do things the wrong way, you somehow keep forgetting to use loops, so your blueprints get crazy. Hey, maybe it works for you in the end. Look, this one you're gonna do very few loops. Eventually you'll get into the habit of using loops, and you know, your next one will be using more and more loops, and you'll get better over time. Nothing wrong with that in my opinion. The only thing that I ever have a problem with is when people tell you you have to do things a certain way and then just yell at you if you don't do it the way they said. I don't care what it is. I don't care what they're trying to tell you. I don't care about any of it. If the person gets upset at you for doing things a different way than they said, whatever it is, I don't like them. So I'm a simple person in that regard. Everyone's different. Let people do things differently. It's okay. We're all gonna get to the same conclusion for whatever it is. It's fine. Not necessarily the same conclusion, but like whatever they're doing. We'll all get what we need. It's fine. How we get to it doesn't matter. Someone makes a game without loops versus using 1,000 if statements to change a variable. I mean, are you, I mean, that's Undertale, yeah. You use 5 loops in a single function day? Oh my god! You know, there was. You remind me. There's a video that I saw. I didn't watch the video. Where's that? But there was like a video that was like, "Don't use loops," or at least the thumbnail was. Wonder if I can find it. It'll be probably tough to find it. It's been a long time since I saw it. I don't remember like the name or anything. Actually, when I can do, I can just ask AI. If it needs to be done X times, use a loop. It's pretty much the simplicity of the query of whether or not to use a loop. Depends on the context, like always. When you're a junior in a company and someone tells you it's crap to do it, like that, it's true. That's completely fine. Also, you learn nothing. Obviously. When I'm talking about, I'm not talking about like, I'm talking about like a random person on the internet. That's what when I'm talking about someone telling you how to do something, I'm specifically talking about someone like on the internet, a random person. Obviously, if your boss tells you how to do something, you should listen and you should learn. And, right? That's definitely a different story. But if there's someone online, just person online telling you what to do, me telling you what, it doesn't matter. Be your own person. Okay, it seems like no, I can't find that video. There was a video like a while back that basically was like, yeah, don't use loops, they're bad. And then they went in and be like, look how bad the default loop macro is. And it's all bad. Like to me, there's a limit to the amount of quote unquote optimization that you should care about. You know what actually it's like for me? It's like if a person is dieting and losing weight successfully, and then someone goes in and says, you're doing it wrong because you're not hitting this specific macro or something. So it's fine. It's working. Let him continue. Stop being an asshole. It's just like that. I forgot to eat a donut while running. I also saw the don't ever use tick video, same thing. You can use them if you know how they work. Yeah, exactly. The whole never do something is, yeah. Obviously, if your boss tells you something, listen to the boss. But random people on the internet, like, make a note of it, but don't just blindly follow. Never blindly follow. Even your own boss, you can question your boss. Like if your boss tells you to not do something or do something, you can ask why, so they can explain it to you. Obviously, you should still do the thing, but it's okay to ask me like, oh, why is this? Oh, I need to. Do that. Why is the effect not playing? Oh, no, it should be on the ground, 1,000 units up. I told to be on the ground, 1,000 units up. What's up? They mean to attack. What? Why is the anger not spawning? Eh? The only reason this wouldn't spawn is if this is not triggering somehow. So it's finding it, but it should be triggering. It's not. Why? What? How's this not returning? How's this not returning true? It's hitting something. What do you mean it's not returning true? False, false. It's literally right. Can someone explain that one to me? What do you mean false? It literally has him selected. It's fine in this scenario. But, excuse, what? Why is this printing false? It literally is hitting him. Doesn't level blueprint level begin happen before literally all the other actors level begins? Isn't that useful? Yes. Yeah, I put my loading screen on the level blueprint typically as well. It happens after game mode gets loaded? Could be. Most likely. I mean, you could do a quick test, just add like a print string 1, 2. But I don't understand why this is printing false, but clearly it's being selected. That's odd. Actually, not hitting anything, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, stop gaslighting chat, please, streamer. Sorry. Okay, well, I guess I can just not use it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Because if this is 0, then it'll just exit uncomplete and it won't do anything. So it's fine. But it's weird that that's the case. To me. I feel like it should have. Well, hold on. Not why is the effect not happening? Because this is now, this is happening now. No. What? What? One, two. Yeah, so it's hitting him. Return to me. Oh, because I'm an idiot. I plugged this in, but I didn't freaking... Guys, it's... Can I just repeat one more time? Anyone can make games. If I can make a game, you can make a game.
You're wrong and I hate you and you're a big smelly doo-doo head.
I'm definitely wrong. Because I'm an idiot. And here I am making a game, okay? Look, just look at me, an idiot, making a game, and feel good about yourself that you're not as stupid as me, and realize that you can also make a game. Let me just get myself one of these. And now... now I see. Now I need to fully set it up. Okay, you know what? For the test, let me just do a minimum. Just do min 1 here and just do 1 here for the test. Okay, well at least it's hitting him. That is not where he is whatsoever. I mean, I guess it's a start. Anyone could cook. It's just a matter of taste, persistence, anger. What do you mean you failed to get this? How could it fail to get this? What? Just... I mean, it's clearly hitting him. Oh, hold on. Oh, I see. No, this is me being an idiot still. This is still me being an idiot. Like I said, don't be me, guys. Don't be me. Okay? Just...
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Amen. When people tell me, it doesn't happen very often, but when people tell me, like, I inspire them, I'm like, get a better inspiration. I'm an idiot. I should not inspire anyone. Maybe it should inspire you, like, oh, look at this idiot. If he can do it, I can do it. That's the only kind of inspiration I feel like. Hey, look at that. flip table. I can't even blame it on being tired is the problem. Because I'm not tired.
Don't listen to this guy. Has actually pretending to be bad at Unreal, has secretly a PCG god.
It's funny because it's not really true. I am intermediate. I'm good at problem solving, but actual PCG, I ain't help a lot. If you're not good at PCG, then I'm not a cook. So if I say I'm a PCG god, then you're a cook? What do you cook? Hold on. I haven't been on my Instagram in forever. But security codes. Yeah, I know. New logins. Yeah. It's Jesus Christ. There it is. Anyone hungry? Anyone hungry? You want some steak? Some rice and veggies? This more your thing? Anyone hungry? What about some chunky mashed potatoes with a nice steak? What about some breakfast sandwiches? Breakfast burger? There's some eggs, I believe mushrooms, tomato, some little potatoes, a little broccoli, and an omelet. No? What do you think? What about some lamb chops? Wait, I have a better lamb chop one, don't I? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there we go. So you can see the inside. Some this is how I like my mashed potatoes, by the way. I like chunky mashed potatoes. I don't like the full smooth stuff. Hello, Ethan Waldo. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. What do you think of Mover? The motion graphics stuff? Limited to no experience with it. Has a 5-star chef on standby? This is my cooking. What do you mean? And I'm no 5-star chef. Oh, that's a cool. Shitty quesadilla. Yeah. Old breakfast. Steak and eggs breakfast. He's the cook. Anyway. Oh, see, I love sandwiches. I love sandwiches. Anyway. What was this one? Oh, there's another breakfast one. A little some sausage, avocado, some omelet, some corn. And again, breakfast quesadilla. Eggs, cheese, avocados, tomatoes, mushrooms. And some habanero hot sauce. Anyway. You guys hungry? New movement system instead of character movement component? Haven't heard anything about it. Bro, straight up showing corn on stream. You're right. I should have censored that. I get in trouble. Pretty easy to set up, like your custom gravity field, which is something important for your game. I think you'll use it. Nice. Yeah, I know nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. I don't know what the problem was with the old one. I don't know what the new one changes. I know nothing at all. I thought Mover was the motion graphics thing. So, that should tell you. So we'll do a make here. And then what we can do is get owner, calculate damage dealt. Attacker is the owner. Attack type is spell. Damage scale. We're gonna do damage override of 10. It will be a player in this case, always. Spell. Attacker is owner. Maybe you're like PCG master. You're trying to learn stuff now too. Well, I'm no PCG master. If you look at my tutorials, they're not very advanced. Let's be honest here. There are many people that are far more advanced. They just don't make videos. I'm just a PCG guy, but I'm definitely no master. I appreciate the gesture, but I wish. You know, like a quick example of doing grammar on primitives? What does that mean? Grammar is on a spline. I don't know what you mean by on primitives. Grammar is spline based. Hey, look at that. Now I'm hitting. Ooh. Why it? Oh, because I didn't plug in because I didn't plug in this. Go to local variable, result. Impact point. Oh wait, hold on a second. Oh here. Location. Place. Impact normal. There we go. Nice. Now we just need to have it work with the power up and all the values. Put that in. Put that in. And then let's do a. I'm gonna do these. So I don't have to make a variable. I'm just gonna do one of these. Doing like grammar and produce sounds like you're gonna go talk English to a cave. Like where you build out stuff using primitives rather than splines. What do you mean you build stuff out using primitives? Primitives are just cube spheres. You spawn them. What do you mean you build stuff out of them? That's why I'm confused. As an example in the PCG example, plugin content. We're building a thing, but you can't figure it out. Many cases. Spawn PCG on top of the primitives. But where's the grammar come in? Grammar only works with splines, so that's why I'm confused. It's not geometry scripting because that's has nothing to do with grammar. So that's why I'm lost. Probably one of those things that I need to like see to understand. So, go back to player. Turn this off. We'll need this though. Oh, by the way, Leo, here. The Leviathan is being recreated. Not nearly as much. To the same degree, considering I have far more power-ups now. But there is a plugin, by the way, that I need to actually install and get. That somebody from the community shared with me. Where is it? blueprint named rerouting. Yeah. This one. So it allows you to make reroutes inside of functions. And not only that, but you can just quickly set it up for sequences. So I do here. So here you just press you can just take the entire sequence thing, and then basically you create reroutes that work still as a sequence. Convert sequence to named receivers, and bam, right? You take this and move it somewhere else. So it's basically full reroutes. I haven't installed it myself yet, but this is one of the things I actually when you showed it looks this is one of the things I requested. I was like, I want to be able to recombine it, and also you can recombine it the other way. You can go right once you split it, you can recombine it back to how it used to be, so you can go in both directions. But that's this guy here. So if you guys are interested, I'll link it. I mean, I get nothing out of it if you get it or not. I need to get it for myself still. I just keep forgetting. He gave me like a an older version to try out. I never downloaded it, but I'll probably just grab this sooner rather than later. Grammar symbol. There's this level. And it's there's an example on the far right side. Oh. I mean, I'm guessing it just. I mean, if it has the example there, if it's the example that I'm thinking of there's a whole separate level that is for that example. Like, but I don't. Is that grammar though? I mean, maybe. I haven't looked into it. Okay. No trace. Then we go and grab the most powerful one of these. No? It ran it. Module Space Station is low poly enough to make that fixed cam space horror you want to do. Nice. Do it. Actually, let's do this. because it's not triggering at all. This is one of those, like, again, this is the second time I've had issues with event by function name. It's just not triggering it. I mean, make this an event. Just for whatever reason, the timer by function name just refuses to trigger. Yeah, it just doesn't trigger. Oh, I'm an idiot. Guys, I'm still an idiot. Nothing has changed. Okay, well, still didn't trigger. Okay. I'm an idiot, but it still didn't trigger. It's supposed to trigger every 5 seconds. You know what? To confirm that, though. Just double check. Wait, why is it 0? Well, there's the problem. What? Why is it 0? What? Where am I being stupid? Aside from everywhere. Random lightning strikes. It should be on this character. The one that activated it. AKA me. This triggers at the end. We need to start saying, I'm actually the biggest brain on the planet Earth. Maybe that motivation will lead to better results. Maybe. But what the hell? Why is it... Why is it 0? Oh, now it's 3. So it's reading 3, 5, 7, 9, 12. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, this is correct. So this is working. What the hell's going on here? Zero, zero, zero. Oh, I know why. It's because the numbers are decreasing, aren't they? Yeah, they're decreasing. So when they're decreasing, it's been a while since I've needed to do a decreasing one. I need to go in here and make the first number just really high. That's that high. Okay, so now it's 5. But there we go. God damn it. It's not every 5 seconds. It'll hit a random enemy. Well, actually, no, this is not hitting a. This needs to hit. Oh, yeah, they'll hit however many I need. So if I did multiple here. And then I did the tier 3 one should have 3 enemies every 5 seconds. There you go. 3 got hit. 3 random ones will get hit every 5 seconds. And if I wanted to, I can stack this, so I can make it even. I can stack the other ones. And I can do like 6 enemies will get hit every 5 seconds. Now, the radius is too big. I think we gotta reduce the radius. But it works. I don't know what's with me today, though. Because I feel like that took me way too long, and I made way too many stupid mistakes. Holy shit. The hell is with me today? My brain's not braining. My brain's on something else. And I mean, maybe it's because I ate not too long ago. Okay, so instead of 1,000 radius, let's try 600. $600 feels like more of like around where I'd want it to be. If not like 500. But honestly, 600 is probably fine. I think that's the pushing of it for sure. Maybe biofuel is needed. Maybe meat. Maybe meat is needed. Yeah, I can go with some meat. I eat so much chicken in a day these days. I can go through almost an entire like chicken thigh tray in a day. Like 700 grams, like 500 to 700 grams of chicken in a day. So I got enough meat, but clearly I need more meat. Anyway, it works. We might need to adjust some values. Because I feel like 5 being the... I mean, 5 seconds is fine. I feel let's do... You know what? Let's do 7 and 10. And then we'll just do this. So basically, the time goes down, and the damage goes up, or the amount of targets goes up. Damage stays consistent, and then it's based off your damage with the base of 10. And we can adjust the base. If we want to just lower the damage number, we can just adjust from there. Maybe I should adjust from there, honestly. It shouldn't be your primary damage source. Let me make the base damage 5. So it's half of your base weapon damage. It is a spell. It happens very... You know what? Screw it, 10. It's fine. It doesn't happen very often. Keep it as is. Okay. But that means that we have finished the power-up. Yay! Lightning field is done. Okay. Okay. Next, more damage on low life. What is considered to be low life? Under 35%, I think is what Path of Exile had it. Path of Exile, low life. Path of Exile is at 50% or lower? I feel like 50% is not low life. I feel like that's too high. I thought it was like 35% for some reason. Path of Exile, low life is a specific mechanical condition that triggers when your character's current life is at 35% or less of their maximum life. There you go. Why did it say 50? Oh, a year ago, apparently, low life threshold was down from 50 to 35%. So I guess at a certain point, it was 50%? Either way, it was 35. Okay, well, let's start setting up the card. Damage up on low life. Then low life would be 10%. Yeah, we can adjust the value. Okay, what's the name of the power up though? We need a name for the power up. More damage on low life. Bloody brutality. That's the first thing that came to my head. Desperate measure. I don't know about it being desperate. Now let's go ahead and game power up names for a power up that's more damage on low life. Let's see what suggestions it has. Blood Rage, Fury Threshold, Crimson Surge, Berserk Veins, Wrath Reserve, Last Grasp, Desperation Strike, Final Breath, Death's Edge. Death's Edge is not horrible. Cornered Beast. Last Breath. That doesn't sound like something you'd be powerful or getting more powerful. That sounds like you're on death. You're about to die. Wounded Fury. Cough Cough Yasuo. I don't know the reference. Is Yasuo the... Oh, from League of Legends. Never mind. I was gonna ask if he is he the Black Samurai from Ubisoft? Is that his name? Yasuo? Or something like that? That's where my mind went. Yasuke? Is it Yasuke? It was something like that. I don't remember. It's the only one whose name is even remotely around there. Yeah, there's only one. There's only one Black Samurai. Not to be confused with the show Afro Samurai, which I've never watched, but I heard good things about. Hurt Locker, Pain Dividend, Low Life Legacy, Dying Ember, I don't love any of these. Adrenaline Rage could be one. Maybe Vengeance Pulse. This was just kill or be killed. Really? That you want to think that's a good power up name, huh? Kill or be killed. Man, what power would you get? Kill or be killed. I don't know about that one. Bleeding Edge actually is not terrible. Blood Rage. Ooh, Blood Rage is actually pretty good. I kind of like a Blood Rage. Hemorrhage? Just hemorrhage? Bloodsmith. A little bit of a different context on that one. Let's go with Blood Rage. It's a slightly different connotation. Blood Rage. Okay, so increase damage by variable when HP is below variable 2%. Now this is going to be an increase, it's going to be additive. So in a sense, we don't have very many additive things. Almost none. So it's actually going to be quite valuable. I need to make more things additive compared to multiplicative. But we can adjust that later. That's actually fun. Did you just make a joke and laugh at your own joke? Is that what just happened? I forget what I called it. Just come here. HP. Damage up, 1 HP down. That's what I called it. Damage up on life. Okay, so we need to add this probably just goes under its own thing. It's not healing. I mean, it's health. I could put it under health. Damage up on low. Because it is health related. Okay. Let's go ahead and adjust this. Or possibly you can make something called Crimsonite Lash, where the Crimsonite are just crystals made of blood magic. For what reason? I have some lore already figured out for the game, like some general base lore. How to use gameplay tags. You've seen them, but you never really used them. Imagine they're just booleans. They're just global booleans you can add to anything. So if you had a gameplay tag that just said crouching, you can just add or remove that gameplay tag to anything and just check if they have the gameplay tag. which it will be equivalent to checking if they have a crouch boolean on anything you want. That's basically it. Think of them as just global organized booleans. So in my case, I'm checking, what power up is this by just checking what gameplay tag it is. And then I can say, do I have this gameplay tag if I want to check if it's been activated. So do I have this boolean on? That's it. Does it have to check all of them every time you call a gameplay tag? No. Now, for the majority, it is just doing some math based and then assigning it based on the gameplay tag. And for some of them, I have a switch on gameplay tags. So when I used to do something more specific, I just have a big switch statement. It is not the most elegant thing, but does the job. Okay, let's go ahead and increase damage by additive percent. We have time for ads.
Ads. Strain paused so you don't see me stare at the same print string for 5 minutes.
Yeah, gameplay tags are great. Very handy. Very handy. Because if you need to check something on, like you basically need to check like a lot of booleans, then you can use gameplay tags. That's just my simplest explanation. If you just want to check if someone has like a bunch of different stuff and their predefined stuff, you can use gameplay tags. So if, like, for example, if you just want to do like a quest system and you want to check if someone has a key item, but it's just the key item is not really anything besides just like something in memory, you can just give them a gameplay tag that says, okay, yeah, they got it at some point. And then you just check, hey, do they have this gameplay tag? If yes, cool. Right, it's just a boolean. Obviously, in cases where you have like an inventory system, you'd need to check the inventory probably. Yeah. Is that like a data table structure? No, it's just a boolean. You're confused. There's tons of videos on YouTube about it and how to use them and set them up. I'm just giving you the short version of, think of them as booleans. Right, my card.ability.health.damage on low life, damage up on low life. That's just a boolean that I just put inside of a group, inside of a group, inside of a group. And I can look at all, I can just remove everything from a group if I want to. By removing the group one, it will remove all the children as well. For example. But effectively, yeah, it's just a bunch of booleans. Nested booleans. For power-ups is great. Yeah, hierarchical nested bools. Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. Okay. Ads are done. Now I'm gonna just convince you why you would choose them over just regular variables, because then you don't need the variables and everything. The point is, you don't need to have the same variables in 20 different locations if they're just like an on-off boolean. You can just have a gameplay tag instead of having 20 places where you have the exact same variables. That's all. Okay, let's increase damage by 20%, 40%, 60%, 100%. When HP is below, I'm going to say 30. And for the curse tier, it's going to be 50%. Instead of having 100 bullets for one thing, you're going to have a gameplay tag container. Yeah, and I can just check. I can just use the gameplay tag container to check a bunch of stuff. Or switch, or do a big switch. Or a loop on all the gameplay tags and be like, if they have this, this, and this, then do this, 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 you know, whatever it is. So, for example, here... yeah, here. Right here, I get the gameplay tag container, and I just say, okay, check if they have ricochet, aspect fire, poison, ice, and then do something based on that. It's just a bunch of bullets, right? But it's a booleans that I can just swap, like, do whatever I want with. Instead of having separate bools for burning, frozen, and yeah, you can instead have status dot burning or status dot frozen and do comparison. Yeah, that. Just bizarre to you, because of the data table, you're turning some on and off. Then the blueprint, you check you confuse yourself. You don't know what. It's not a data table. It doesn't have multiple variable type. It is just booleans. And instead of turning things on and off, you just add or remove it. Again, watch some videos. Once you start, just watch some videos and then just try using them. That's all. Once you start using them a little bit, it'll kind of click. There we go. Increase damage by 20, 40, 60% when HP is below 30%. Okay. Let's go ahead and set this up. I'm gonna do a sequence. Oh no, I can't do a sequence here. It has to be done all together at a certain spot. I need to calculate it all here together. Put it here. So like here, I can just say, hey, do I have this damage up on low life? And basically just get, now I can use the values from that. So I need to take this, divide by 100. These are bullseye. Yeah, these are checking for that. This just needs to be divided by... I think I should plug it in here. I think this is all I need in this one. This is gonna do the damage increase always, but I just want to check. Oops. I want to make sure it works first. Hey, Achilles, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So you typically have them on Switch, and now you have a standard. Instead of trying to go back and remember new ones from the other blueprints. Yeah, there's a standard across the entire project. Been playing some PoE too? I need to play that. Still haven't played it. I still haven't played it. I should. Okay, let's do one of these. 28 damage. Looks good to me. Yep. The damage increase is working. We now need to only do it when certain conditions are met. So let's do a select. I want to do a select when get owner. Get health values. And the health percentage is less than 30. If it is, then do the true. Otherwise, add 0. You're building something, meanwhile you're passively consuming. Better use of time? Debatable. Because once I release this game, if it gets like, let's say 1 player, right? Whose time was really better used? You who had fun, or me who sacrificed a lot and gained nothing? Now, you might argue that I learned stuff along the way, and that was worth it. But you can also argue that it wasn't. Yeah, it's debatable who has the better use of time in that regard. You gotta know what you like in order to make something. Unless it's movies. Wait, what? You don't have to know what you like in order to make something. Look at the AAA gaming industry. Too many of them are not playing games and making games. So they clearly don't know what they like in terms of games because they don't play any. Yeah, they continue making them. They gotta stop. Okay, I'm 13 damage. I need to get a hit. Just to be 13. Yep. Okay, let's try to get under 30 HP. If you're making something you want to play, chances are there will be others that will want to play too. Yes. Yes, asterisk. If you make something that you want to play, there will be probably people that will also want to play it, but the amount of people that will want to play it is not guaranteed. So, you know, if you make a certain type of game or a certain theme or whatever, right, you'll potentially have more or less people playing it based on that. But yes, there will be some, almost guaranteed, that will want to play that kind of game. 100%. This guy's taking too long. I should have spawned more of these guys. Still doing 13. Yep. Okay. So once again, under 30, this should do more than 13 damage. Okay, you know, 30. That's not less than. Still 13. Okay, hit one more time. Okay. 20. There we go. That worked. Done. Power up. Done. What would you consider a successful launch for the game, for my game? Or that what would you deem worthwhile based on time and effort spent? I assume you're referring to my game. Okay. Okay. So for my game, in terms of like worthwhile time spent, I think I spent, even if it sells nothing, I think it was worth my time learning the stuff. Because I think that's going to help me with being a technical artist. Okay, so it's worth my time regardless to do this. In terms of like, let's say me being happy with how many it sells, that's a hard one for us to say. Because I feel like, I think under 1,000. By the way, this is not what I expect to sell. I should point out. I don't expect to sell these numbers. I will be thrilled if it even gets my worst number, but that doesn't mean I won't be sad about it. I think anything less than 1,000, I will be sad by. I'm not saying that I'll be sad by because I will feel like I didn't make a good enough game for it to get more. Not because I think that it deserves to get more. It's more of like, okay, that's an internal thing where, crap, the game wasn't good enough to get more. So under 1,000, I think I will be sad. 10,000, I would be like relatively pleased. So once we hit the 10,000 mark, I think then I'll be like, I'll be pleased. 100,000, I'll be like, I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I'll be thrilled. I'll be, in a sense, thrilled would be if 10,000 would happen, but 100,000 would be like over the moon. Basically, at a number where I think it would be easier to specify, I guess, financial numbers. I think it would be easier. I think if I got 100,000, I think the game did pretty well. And if I got 1 million, I feel the game did really well. I don't know how many sales that would be, because it depends also on the price of the game. And obviously, the Steam cuts and whatever else. But if it's a life-changing amount of money, like where I can, What price do you have in mind? $20-$30. Probably $30, but maybe 20, I don't know. It's hard to say, like, but again, I don't expect to hit these numbers, but I'm being realistic in my, like, what I would like to have happen and my genuine response to seeing a number. My time investment is already worth it, no matter how many it sells. I don't expect it to hit 1,000 sales, 10,000 sales, whatever it is. I have zero expectation of it. If it does, great. But also, I know that if it sells very low numbers, then I'll be like, well, shit, I guess the game wasn't very good. I just, I need to try better if I want to make another game or do something different or, whatever it is, right? It's not a, shit, the people, they don't understand. No, it'll be like, I messed something up clearly somewhere, or it wasn't connecting with people, right? That's just how it is. And we'll see. We'll see how it is. There's still a lot to do with the development of the game, so who knows? Eventually, I'll probably want to do a Kickstarter that will tell me that I don't have enough people supporting it, even at that point. What will be your next project if it does bad or good? It depends if it does bad or good. I don't know. I might want to do like a smaller one. Like a small, a few mini projects. This is my first game. And this is the scale that I've gone. But the thing that I know about myself is I know I have time. I don't have a deadline. So as your first game can be massive, as long as you're fine at taking however long it needs to take. And it's still a roguelite, so it's still not the absolute biggest, but I have added a lot of stuff in it. If it's life-changing money, then you'll be like, F it, I'm out. Or next project. Okay, then it depends on how much life-changing money. Okay? Let's say $1 million, okay? I would say that $1 million is a life-changing amount of money. Okay? Half of it probably would go towards me and paying off a house or being able to afford a house. I'm not gonna lie, right? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh no, if I got $1 million, if the game made $1 million for me, I wasn't gonna spend half of that probably on whatever. Then at that point, I'd probably also give my family a bit. So, but I'll probably have, let's say 300,000 realistically, 300,000 to then maybe put into the next game. Which is considerably more than zero. Well, not zero. You guys are helping fund it. I have 10,000 saved up thanks to you guys on Patreon. Well, not any more saved up. I've used some. But for the game. But that kind of number. If the number was higher, right? Let's say I got $10 million. Then fuck yeah, I'll just open a studio. It really depends on, is it life-changing where I can be in a better place? Is it life-changing where I still, right? It depends. Is it life-changing to the point where I don't need to work anymore? Is it life-changing to the point where it's a lot easier now? Right? Because life-changing, it's a lot of, they're still changing your life. It's just how much is it changing your life? And I'm not gonna sit on a high horse and be like, oh yeah, I will do. Well, no, I'm candid. I tell it how it is. I don't care. Think you have a pretty good chance. Game looks good. Mechanics seem interesting. Granted, having some AI images might hinder because of the climate right now. Also, you have good advertising. Well, I'm in July, the Epic Mega Grant opens. I'm gonna try to apply for it to get funding to get an artist to do the card art. Because I think this is more of the style that I want to go with now, because I think it fits and I kind of like how it looks. Right, the design of this part of the design can change, but I'm talking about the character. And obviously, I don't like the AI ones. For one, it's not consistent. Two, I prefer not to have to check that box on Steam that shows I have any consumer-facing AI. I don't care about non-consumer facing AI. To be honest, I don't care that much even about consumer facing AI personally. But I know a lot of people do, and so I want to make it so at the very least, it's that. I don't care if you use AI for concept, getting concepts and ideas, and I see no problems. Especially everyone does it. Let's be honest. But I get the consumer-facing part, so yeah. That's where I am. I am nothing if not honest with my opinions and stuff. I see no reason to sugarcoat or pretend I'm mightier than thou, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not. I'm just a random guy that of course will put self-interest above a lot of things. But I would absolutely love to start a game studio. That would be a dream come true. But I have zero, literally zero expectations of ever being able to do that. Because one thing to keep in mind though is if I was to ever quote unquote be able to start a studio myself, I need to be in a financial place where I can lose 100% of that money and not be in a bad place. That's the only way I would ever open a game studio. Honestly. Because otherwise, it's not worth the risk. And also, if you you might think oh, what about if you got $200,000-$300,000? What about quitting your job, right, and working on your game? Too much of a gamble. I wouldn't do it. I'd rather have that money and then pay off a housing or something, and then still have a full-time job and then work on the part-time. That's not enough money, right, to be set for life. So I'd rather have a full-time job and still have continued money coming in versus having no work and just running the savings effectively down. So, yeah. That's my long answer on all of that. I hope that helps answer the question. Welcome in, hi Bame. Hope you're doing well. The VC money is a trap too. I don't know what what VC stands for here. Voice control? Vehicle console? Very cool. How we going, Jacob? Thanks, 7 byte. Venture capital? Oh. Yeah, I don't have any dealings with that. I have no plans of getting a publisher. I was looking into Outer Sloth, but like for potentially forget funding, I could barely do it for under $500,000, and they've done like a lot of funding that way. But I feel it's too early. Still. Because I just don't like giving away that much money. I'd rather it take longer, potentially. And me use my own money, but not have to, once it's released, not have to have any money go somewhere else. And like Utter Sloth's thing is good. It's 50% of your revenue goes to them until they recuperate, and then it's 7% or something. No, then it's 15% for 7 years. Like, it's not horrible, but what if it was 0% for forever? It's just a matter of, like, right, it's a matter of time. Anyway, next power up. Percent of damage taken removed from stamina first. So, we need a name. Stamina shield, damage buffer, iron will, tough hide, resilient core. Bleed into stamina, blood tax, suffering sponge, punishment reserve. It puts hurt locker in like so many of these. Jesus Christ. It's like, use hurt locker. Use it. No, it's terrible. I don't know. Percent of damage taken removed from stamina. Assuming you have stamina to remove it with. I mean, damage buffer isn't terrible. Endurance Veil's not terrible. Endurance buffer? Let's go with damage buffer. Again, we can always change these anytime. Boink. We're already 61 power-ups in. How many we're gonna have at the end? Hold on. Once we get these in, I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to go. We will be at, once I finish this round of power-ups, we will be at 72. Hold on. Do I want to, might want to reduce some. Because I was thinking of dropping down to 3 bosses for now. Hold on. Before I do this, let me do the math. How much would I want for 3 bosses instead of 4? Because the only reason is I feel like the music one isn't quite where I want it to be. It's cool, like little mini game stuff, but I feel like a little too slow. So realistically, if I had 3, right, it would be 3 times 18. 54. I have 61 already. So I have I wonder. Maybe I do. Maybe I just keep it to do the 4 bosses. 4 times 18 is 72. Yeah. So I'm just thinking from the boss perspective. One other okay, hold on. If I want to do 54, just for shits and giggles. Okay, if I was to do 54. I would definitely need the potion ones. I could drop these. There's too many health ups ones. So I could drop these without feeling guilty at all. I could drop all of these. All of these guys. So I would really only care about adding these 4, which would put me at 65. So I would need to remove 11. Could I think of 11 that I'm not thrilled with for now to remove? Because if I can, then maybe we do that. Temp invulnerability is 1. Airblade is another, which is just not implemented yet. So that's 2. I feel like the radius increase, decrease isn't amazing either. That's 4. Fire and freezing aspect is 6. I feel like healthy is a little bit boring at 7. Dash and point blank would be 9. 2 more? Slow projectile and slow character aura, put it at 11. So I do have 11 power-ups here that I could survive without. So maybe we do that for now. I'll drop 11 power-ups from the once I add the 4 other new ones. I'll drop 11 of these. And I can always have them add them back in. But I think that might be the go-to. Okay, grab a drink and get your PoE2 fix for tonight. Do it. Go slaughter some enemies. Enjoy and have fun. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go back to the spreadsheet real quick. Can't wait to wishlist. Oh, thank you. It'll be a while until I put it on Steam, I think. Definitely not till next year. I'm gonna change these to to-do. To-do. Yeah, I'm gonna do. Definitely want a corpse explosion. I think it's really fun. I definitely need the potion ones. You know, we could drop the damage buffer one that we were just about talking about, and keep one of the ones we were looking at. Which one would I want to keep? Is there one I would want to keep out of the ones I was talking about? You know, no. I think that one's more interesting than the other ones. I think some of these were good ideas at the beginning, but now looking at them with this many power-ups, I feel like some of them could use a little refresher. So let's do that. Okay. We'll add the 4. We'll make it 3, right? So we'll so for the bosses, we'll drop him. We'll only focus on these 3. And I am tempted to even look at new characters, because I feel like we've added a few from some of the packs that have been free. I'm out of curiosity. I mean, the search sucks, so. Fantasy characters pack. Primitive mocam. If I click here, it's gonna open up in a thing that I don't want. Hold on. Just actually go to. I think I can just go to my own. I go to my own my library. "3D characters and creatures. Creatures and monsters." Because, for example, this one came out, and I remember I was looking at this one for the dragon. Seemed like really cool. I'm definitely keeping the spider. I think the spider is cool. I just need to check the animations. This one could be really cool, honestly. Because we now got a bunch of the stone golem. We got a bunch of the effects, the stone effects. So instead of the dinosaur that had kind of like a rock theme in a sense, if we open up this one, I feel like if I set him up with some of these kind of abilities, right? And you got to be like part of the map or something where they come out of to block your way, or you could do damage. You could do. It could be interesting, I think. So you know what? Maybe we do that because again, we need to rework the bosses anyway. So I could look into him because I believe he comes with animations. Let me just double check. So I know he comes with video. Oh, here we go. So yeah, here's a walk. Just faster. Is a swing, 1, 2. And then, wait, is that it? That's not enough. Well, but he's he's pretty normal in terms of his shape. So I can animate him to do whatever. I can go and put him into, yeah, he has like the normal, like just falling stuff. I could put him in probably into Cascador and animate him. I think generally like relatively easily. Because I imagine he's rigged to Epic Skeleton, yes. So yeah, he'll be very easy to animate myself. So we can get a bunch of cool animations for him. Like a little one of these, a little slam. And let me just check the dragon. The dragon will be a little more difficult. I need to check the animations on this one though. Yeah, animation preview. Because I think that would be a lot more interesting than what we have. You know. We have a roar. So they have a bite. They have a wing attack. Oh, breath. A hit. Obviously, they're gonna have the normal hit, walk stuff. Why is it not all of them doing the same thing? But it has like a flying one. Yeah, a flying breath one. Yeah, I think there's enough cool animations on this one that we go with, that we swap out the bosses we have. So we swap out, we remove Morkthar, the Rhythm Killer. We swap out Steelclaw and Dracathrax for the dragon and the golem. I think they'll be better. Dracathrax is a dino. It was not very interesting, I'll be honest. But here's what I got. And Steelclaw is... I don't have enough, I think, thematically for him. For him to be like in a great spot. So let's do that. We can use these two. Why does this one have no picture? I can't even click on this one. Why is this in my library if I can't even click on it? Mechanical robots? Anything interesting? Paragon. Most of it's Paragon. Oh yeah, when this one came out, it looks so cool. This one looks really cool. I don't think it will ever read inside of the pixel art design unless it was very big. But I mean, maybe. But the main thing is, I think that's a better one. There is the werewolf, which I don't think would read, even if we got him. Yeah, I don't think he would read very well. As pixel art, it's just too much of the same. Lizardman, it's not very interesting. So yeah, I think that's the plan. I have decided. I before I started this little chat, I had zero plans to do this, by the way. But just thinking about numbers wise and me having a general thought of maybe doing 3 bosses for now instead of concentrating on 4, right? Improving 3. Now I kind of want to do that. Because then, because what I was thinking is, in terms of having like a refining more of a section instead of continuing to build up, I think it would be better to focus on 3 and then go from there. And then we can continue like refining and fixing and improving until we're at the point where we're like, okay, this is generally working. This is all how we want. And then that would be the time where we can go maybe Kickstarter or whatever it is. So I think timeline wise, that's the best option we have. I don't know. I don't think a Kickstarter would ever work for this game for some reason. I don't think that I don't have a big enough pull with people for it, but who knows? By that time, who knows? I doubt it though. So probably maybe early access or I don't know. Figure something out. Go from there. Anyway, I think it's a good stopping point for tonight. Tomorrow we'll finish up the 4 power. Well, I don't know about finish. We'll continue working on the power-ups. Try to get 4 of those. And then we will rework the power-ups where they go for the bosses. Because obviously they'll need to be rearranged and changed. And go from there. So, for now, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. Get some rest, get some sleep. And I'll see you all tomorrow for some more game dev. Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.